Marrtin, world champion and Guy Berryman, Aka the Coldplay are going to go on to be such a huge band. This will be on national television within 4 years. 4 years. It's now the 26th of June 1998. By the 26th of June 2002, the Coldplay, or the band, whatever they're called then, will be known just all over, man. We're going to... Don't you forget.
People, look, you had confidence and you were absolutely right. That was 20 years ago.
I think we dreamed big without thinking it might be possible. Half felt it, but also thought I was saying something ridiculous.
Yeah, but don't you think that because you said it, I think that we all create our reality by manifestation? I mean, we all want something and we take steps in that direction and we can make things happen. Don't you believe that?
Yeah, I definitely.
And don't you believe that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was all part of it happening.
And even as we're in these uncertain times, and even as we're in a place where we might not know what's happening from one day to the next or what might come of it, I wanted to remind myself to keep thinking positively, to keep thinking from a place of wholeness, to keep thinking from a place of wealth, wealth of spirit, wealth of family, wealth of love, to keep thinking of a place of resilience, of possibility, and making sure that even though things around us all feel off kilter and are off kilter, that now is the really important time to practice the power of words and to practice how saying those things in the mirror every day. I'm deserving, I'm powerful, I am limitless, I am wealthy, I'm full of love, I'm full of power, I'm full of creation, whatever it is that you might need,
I believe in karma. I just believe that, what you put out in the world, you get back. The energy you put in the world, you get back.
Luck. I heard people say I'm the luckiest man on the planet. I like to think I stay ready. A wise man once told me luck isn't some mystical energy that dances around the universe, randomly bestowing people with satisfaction and joy. You create your own luck. Gotta get in my zone now. There's gonna be no talking. I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna think, and I'm gonna vision myself tearing this down. That's how you do it. You gotta vision it first. The truth about talent is, first, that it's God-given. When you want to unleash that talent, your mind lets it go. Because it's there. You have to have the belief that when you draw from that well of talent, that it's gonna be there.
Believe in yourself, study the greats and become greater, and be a scientist, dissect, no matter what. I don't care if the whole world is against you or tease you or say you're not going to make it. Believe in yourself, no matter what.
No matter what.
Some of the greatest men that have made a mark on this world were treated like that. You're not going to do it. You're not going to get anywhere. They laughed at the Wright brothers. They laughed at Thomas Edison. They laughed at Walt Disney. They made jokes of Henry Ford. They said he was ignorant. He didn't have a college degree because he dropped out of school. Disney dropped out of school. And I think God plants those seeds through people on the earth. And I think you're one. I'm one.
They're huge on manifesting, and I actually think that's something that even made this moment happen for us. So you've always been vocal on manifesting, law of attraction. How do you feel that's led you to this point in your career with your success?
I feel like it's the reason for my success. I remember the first time I ever truly started believing and manifesting is when I wanted to go to USC. So I wrote like a year plan to get myself to USC, and I followed all those steps. But I think writing it out is important. You have to. It's like, someone told me, like, cursive is a curse. And have you heard of that, Michelle? It's like print is like, I don't know. But when you write things down, it solidifies it. So I'm a firm believer of writing things down. I'm having that feeling right now of my life change. Yeah, I know my life's about to explode.
the negative experiences or the things that were awful at the time, there's always the other side of the coin. And in my experience, I've cultivated only positive things out of the most negative experiences of my life. You're suffering your perception of all of those things. You're suffering how you
You're a bad director of your own drama.
Yes, exactly.
You say wonderful. You'll never give up your wonderfulness. Do not surrender your wonderfulness no matter who the hell does what. Let them do whatever.
Okay, so we talked about negative thoughts. Like if I get an idea, I obsessively loop on this one idea. So if it's even something that I don't like about myself, when I look in the mirror, anytime it goes like right to that. Things so minor. So like, what do you do when you're starting to get a little OCD on the thought that's not helpful?
I realized the quality of life that I want isn't in dieting and extreme exercising. It's just being happy. And so when I have a negative thought like that come into my head, I go back, like I said, I go back to my values. Body affirmations that like I used to tell people to do all the time. I used to be like, tell yourself you're beautiful and that you love yourself. And like, reality is you don't always feel that way. When I look in the mirror, if I can just go, I'm grateful for the body that's gotten me through every day of my life, no matter what I've put it through. I'm grateful for the health and strength that I have today, and it stops those negative body image thoughts.
So I took myself from being very average-minded to actually believing that I was the shit, and believing that I could be the shit and that I could be the GOAT and be the greatest and never lose into. Like I took myself to a different place mentally, and a lot of it came from mental practice and meditation and visualization and just seeking knowledge from people who are strong believers. Just became really obsessed with just learning about the power of the mind. So I used to meditate. Now I just kind of, I have a lot of things that stuck with me, a lot of ways of believing that stuck with me that just subconsciously I know who I am and what I'm capable of and how I believe, how powerful my mind actually is.
The undisputed UFC light heavyweight champion of the world, John Bones.
The vision that you have for who you are and how you are going to manifest your destiny. How many of us sit back and say, I don't know what I really want or how I want to go about doing something, so I'm just going to sit here and wait, rather than really actively listening to our intuition and to the intuitive voices that we all have and say, I'm going to make an affirmative choice, but rather than being stagnant and waiting for life to make choices for us, turning your dreams into reality. For me, that means waking up every morning, getting on my knees, thanking God for a blessing of another day. All of us are brilliant. All of us are magnificent. Every single person. So it's greatness and brilliance isn't unique. It's common. The difference is that most individuals allow the fear to stop them from manifesting their greatness, stop them from speaking the truth.